chance. Big miss. This weather isn't going to affect Flacco. He can throw a wet ball, no problem.
Runner Corey Bojorquez with another punt. Deep back Grant. 30-yard line. And yards he's slippery. And now he's got an answer range. Blockers ahead, playing inside. Brought down by Lorenzo Alexander. An electrifying return of 51 yards. Janarian Grant, the rookie free agent out of Rutgers, flying the other way.
Well, they've always been good in the return game. They've got great special teams units, and go figure, their head coach is a former special teams coach, and there is a priority on the kicking game. And they are really excited about Grant. He is a rookie, but did some great things and won the job in the preseason.
The special teams for the Ravens a year ago, number 1 in the NFL. Collins in the backfield. Flacco first and 10. Almost picked off, just that close for Washington. With pressure applied by the rookie Tremaine Edmonds, incomplete.
Well, good alert play by Shaq Lawson. They're trying to throw the screen out the back door. And you see he's going to come off the edge. Here comes the screen, and you see Lawson does a great job getting both hands up in the throwing lane.
Extra one, second down and 10.
Hey, what? Whoa!
It's Collins. Brought down. Nice defensive play right there by the undersized Matt Milano. 5th round pick out of BC a couple years ago. There's a loss of 3 back to the 23.
Just watch the penetration. This is good to see if you're Buffalo on defense, because this was a problem here. But look at the penetration. Look where the hats are, and all the blue jerseys in the backfield of the Ravens. We talked about the penetration and the difference that players like Otalele can make alongside Kyle Williams in the running game.
3rd and 13. Flacco. Here comes Williams. There goes Flacco. He's chased by Alexander. And incomplete for the tight end, Boyle.
But Flacco's never going to be able to solve problems with his feet like Lamar Jackson. He has to be able to solve problems with his arm and his brain. See him once he gets outside the pocket, he knows there's a sense of urgency. He can't run like Jackson.
Here's Justin Tucker. They'll be trying a 41-yard field goal. Ravens have scored on an 8-yard touchdown run by Collins, a 7-yard touchdown pass to Brown from Flacco. Long drives each. They had a return here of 51 yards by Grant. They tried to tack out a 41-yard field goal from Tucker. And if you can really get out there, put your way better lengths, you see that it's good. And the Raven lead is extended. But the Grant punt return did it all. Nathan Peterman's got a lot on his plate now, trailing 17-6.
What is that?
Behold, the
Showing a commercial right now.
Dominique, to welcome him with open arms. Oh, did I just leave him?
On September 28th, Yeti or not, here they come.
In your face. Get out of my face.
Channing Tatum, James Corden, Zendaya, Common, LeBron James, Danny DeVito, Gina Rodriguez, and Yara Shahid.
Wow.
Which is impressive, let's be on the small foot. September 28th, rated PG.
Where he grew up, not many kids with names like Munoz played American football. But in a world full of obstacles, football was Anthony's chance to clear his own path. He pushed his way into the record books and became a legend. Anthony Munoz cleared a path for others with names like his, names like Tony Gonzalez and Roberto Garza. Since 1925, we've proved that it doesn't matter where you come from, it matters what you're made of. Brewed up, brewed with a fighting spirit.
If you've ever needed more capacity, more features, and more for your hard-earned dollar, the time has never been more right. Get guaranteed lowest prices on top brands. Save over $1,800 on this LG kitchen suite. The Home Depot. More safe, more doing. We're more than just $7.99 large two-topping pizza delivery. We're that moment you realize you're raising her well.
no one outpizzas the Hut.
The spot here is your next. But if that's the call, Mike, Will, and Sam all have to know this shit.
Playing in the NFL is hard, but playing NFL.com fantasy football is easy. Now you can optimize your starting lineup with just one click. No one makes it easier to fantasy football.
If you're gonna do something, do it now!
Right now, I'm open to suggestions.
I'm gonna call back in one piece.
It's not a plan.
You make a heck of a team.
This is fucking fun. Let's start for Nathan Peterman.
Yeah, it's been a struggle, Kevin, and in fairness to him, he hasn't had a lot of help. But the reason he won the job was he was probably mentally and emotionally the steadiest of all of them. You look at Josh Allen, I think it's just a matter of time before we see Josh Allen this season. I don't know that it made a lot of sense to start him here against this Ravens defense, but he has a ton of talent. I think he probably has the best arm talent of any of the quarterbacks taken in the first round this season. That guy can throw all over the park. But what you don't want to do is put him in his first ever start before he's ready to play against this Ravens defense and have a bad experience. If you talk to Sean McDermott, he spent a lot of time with Andy Reid. You look at how Andy Reid slowly brought down the McNabb along, what they did with Patrick Mahomes last year in Kansas City. I think it's important to let these guys watch and learn before they're ready to really go out there and cut it loose.
Baltimore in the nickel. McCoy is in. First and 10. RPO, run play option. Outside they go. Here is Curley. Spinning off one. And finally Delston tackled by C.J. Mosley. It is a gain of 4 to the 29. To our CBS studios in New York. And here is James Brown.
Talk about trying to take advantage of an opportunity. Well, it's John Connor. He's going to score his first touchdown of his career. You can see right there, 6 rushes, 26 yards, 2 catches, 17 receptions, and replaced of Le'Veon Bell. They lead 7-0.
That's kid.
Second down and 6. Thank you, guys. LaShawn McCoy. Nice cut. Tried to hurdle them. Marlon Humphrey was the one who grabbed his ankle and brought him down. The second-year player out of Alabama. Gain of 6. Flag is down. Down to the 35-yard line. Hockey League getting their workout today. He has the same build as his dad. He's got the guns. He's got the...
Both love the weight room.
His dad is here, by the way, Ed.
Hold it. Offense number 62.
Another one.
10-yard penalty.
It's a cross.
Second down.
Started 12 games last year, a right guard. Now he's a left guard.
Well, he's going to get called for holding, and it's not. Actually, when he pulls and comes around the corner, he just grabs a hold of the defender.
Ravens bringing back this terrific defense of a year ago. All the starters return. Martindale, now the new defensive coordinator. Second down, 14 for Buffalo. And going for the 6-5 Benjamin. Hit the net, dropped the ball. Humphrey was covering on the play. He is the number 1 guy. They got him in a trade, remember last year, middle of last season from Carolina.
And watch Humphrey come in with his left arm. I mean, Benjamin has this ball, and then right at the last minute, you see Humphrey's going to come in with the left arm and pull away. Good adjustment. Watch this left hand. He's going to come in there with the left hand and rip and strip.
Rip and strip. 3rd and 14.
Oh, third time the Bills have been third long.
They need to 35. Peterman knocked away because they're looking for Jones. Who was covering that time? The number 1 pick last year. Marlon Humphrey had 5 starts as a rookie. Good rookie season. And they forced another punt by Buffalo.
I think there's something to be said for the continuity on the defensive side of the ball with the Ravens. Every starter returns on a unit that scored 5 touchdowns and led the league in takeaways and turnover differential. These guys know how to play together.
The Hurricanes is punted for 45, 51, and 49 yards in the rain and wind. It's a high and long snap right there from Reed Ferguson. On the 29-yard line and trying to dance his way free after a 51-yard return last time is Grant, tackled by Holmes. 50-yard punt, 4-6 on the hand. The rookie punter doing a job with the Bills for getting shut out.
Ever notice that the farther away you go, the closer together you feel? Memories built to last in the all-new Hyundai Santa Fe.
I wish you weren't so worried about moving.
I'm hoping these nature sounds will help me relax a bit.
At least we don't have to worry about homeowners insurance. Just call Geico.
Geico helps with homeowners insurance? Good to know.
No, Daddy.
I love you, Cookie Bear.
I love you, Cookie Bear. I love you, Cookie Bear. I love you, Cookie Bear.
Get to know Geico and see how easy homeowners and renters insurance can be.
Introducing E-Trade Personalized Investments. Professionally managed portfolios customized to help meet your financial goals. You'll know what you're invested in and how it's performing. So you can spend more time floating about on your inflatable swan.
Hey, what do you guys want to listen to?
Oh, hip-hop, reggaeton.
EDM.
What about bubble trance?
Bubble what?
Bubble trance. It's a thing. Well, my point is, everyone's got different tastes. That's why Verizon lets you mix and match your family unlimited plans, so everyone gets the plan they want without paying for things they don't. Right now, the whole family gets 6 months of free Apple Music on Verizon. Oh, so let's play that reggaeton. Old school reggaeton, not that new stuff.
Get 45 million songs with 6 months free Apple Music on us, only on Verizon. Switch now and get a free Samsung Galaxy J3B. The NFL on CBS is sponsored by the Home Depot. More saving, more doing. Geico, 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance. And by Verizon. Now go mix and match family unlimited plans.
Edgar Allan Poe House and Museum here in Baltimore, National Historic Landmark, originally built sometime around 1830. That's where the Ravens got their name, from the famous poem of Poe, The Raven. The punt, fourth straight by Buffalo in 4 possessions. Flacco first and 10. Collins in the backfield has got a touchdown run today. Oh, they're coming through. He gets away from Hughes by the Ducky. Now he's on the run. Edmonds will corral it at the 30-yard line. The rookie looking good in the middle. It's a sack. There was no gain on the play. Flacco's after him so far.
Well, he's got up to a really good start. He's driving the football in the rain. You see him throw it to his rookie tight end, Mark Andrews, out in the flat. This, to me, was his best throw today. He sees the hole in the secondary. He drives this one in to his receiver, John Brown. And look at those numbers, 10 of 17, 115 yards and a touchdown.
Jackson's in again. Only one rookie starting quarterback this weekend, Sam Darnold for the Jets after all those first-rounders taken. Second down and 10, Collins. He was originally hit and slowed down by Johnson. At the gain of 5, he gets out to the 35-yard line. You were talking about Flacco's large hands and how that helps on a day like this with a lot of wind and rain.
So he's got big mitts, Kevin. So, slick balls don't really bother him. You see he's got the warmer, the hand warmer on there, but I played golf with Joe Flacco. I've seen him take a 3-wood and hit 315, 20 yards. I mean, he's got great power and strength, but he's got long leverage. He's got long arms and big hands, which helps in bad weather.
His 11th season opener. Flacco. Buck Allen was in. Out of traffic around Flacco. 3rd and 5. Drops incomplete. Coverage by Edmonds. They were going to the tight end that time. And it's incomplete. Here comes the punting unit. Steve's on our sideline. Steve Tasker.
Yeah, one of the other things about this weather is all these guys are sopping wet. Their pads, their clothes, their gloves, everything weighs about 15 or 20 pounds. and carrying that extra stuff around is going to bother the guys trying to catch these passes. You can't tuck the ball against your body. Your gloves and everything is slippery, and your arms are slippery as well. Ball security is going to be worse for everybody handling the ball from the quarterbacks than it is for the quarterbacks.
It's 4th and 5. So this penalty is going to be interesting.
Fracture. Defense number 44. Got a 5-yard penalty. Results in a Baltimore first down.
Dion Lacey is called. Here goes the offense back up over Baltimore with the penalty on Buffalo.
He just jumps the gun. And where the stakes in the kicking game are killers, especially with an offense that's struggling to make first downs. Defense is going to field way too much getting in the first half.
Last year, the passing attack for Buffalo was, or rather for Baltimore, was number 29. Flacco had a career worst 5.7 yards per attempt, Rich. Trying to build on that. Prove that this year. He's got more weapons than as we talked about.
Yeah, you got to be able to stretch the field in the passing game, and that's why they went out and put the ball on the ground.
Collins was hit initially and wrapped up by Edmonds, the very athletic rookie out of Virginia Tech. And it's going to be
Let's go, Buffalo! Fumble!
And get Jermaine Edmonds. They had to get more athletic and more production in the middle of that defense, and that's why they moved up to 16 overall.
Fumble recovery by Buffalo.
He's got good initial quickness and reactions to run a pass. He's the one that's going to come down right here. He comes in and he gets this left arm on the ball and knocks it away from Alex Collins.
Looks like Shaq Lawson may have got his hands on that loose ball on the field.
That's a good looking tap. You
It
can
sure
see it
is.
right on the top of his helmet. He takes very good angles in pursuit. We saw that when we studied him at Virginia Tech. He's a big guy who can run. They are excited about Jermaine Edmonds. Now, if you're Buffalo, you've got to be able to do something with this takeaway. You got to be able to turn this takeaway into points.
Buffalo just got a takeaway, fumble recovery.
Timeout, Baltimore. You know, there's a question coming
Timeout,
out.
Baltimore.
The Ravens today would dress both their backup quarterbacks. Lamar Jackson has played. Robert Griffin III was inactive, is inactive, and did practice beforehand. Did not play in the NFL last year, but he is back. They felt comfortable with the veteran still on their roster.
Yeah, again, I think having him helps Lamar Jackson. I think they're similar type players. Flacco very different than what they have in Lamar Jackson, but you know, Ken, I just think that we're going to, you look at the first game, we've already seen it a number of times that Lamar Jackson's been in there. This is going to be a recurring theme, I think, throughout the course of the season.
They're dropping all over the place. Looked like maybe Brandon Williams on that defensive line. He's a good one.
Defense number 98. 5-yard penalty, first down.
Do you think, Rich, that he kind of dictates a lot of what goes on in that defense?
Well, he's a centerpiece of that defense, and I think a testament to his value and importance was that what he meant last year. They had a league worst 170 yards a game rushing in the 3 or the 4 games that he wasn't available. He sat on the foot injury when he came back. He helped shore up that defense, and they really finished well in their own defense late in the season.
McCoy in, 1st and 5, into the nickel, Peterman. And broke it up nicely on the play by Carr. He was going up against Kelvin Benjamin. Incomplete.
Well, Benjamin wasn't even looking for the ball until it was almost too late. Just watch the eyes of Benjamin. He doesn't look back and find the ball until it's almost too late. And the quarterback can help. You got to be able to give a receiver that's 6'5" a chance to make a play. A back shoulder throw there would have probably been the more effective way to go. Benjamin's not going to run by a lot of people, but you have to give him a chance to use his body in space.
2nd down 5, McCoy. Wrapped up there on that defensive line with a gain of a yard. There's the guy we're just talking about, Brandon Williams.
Well, his ability to anchor down and take on double teams is why they like Brandon Williams so much. He's the key to it all inside for that Ravens run defense.
Third and 4. This is the shortest third down the Bills have faced today. Once Jackson goes down. Brought down by Terrell Suggs. Third sack, and for him, number 123 for the former defensive player of the year. In full celebration, here comes the field goal unit for the Buffalo Bills.
Well, I just want you to watch the effort of T. Sizzle. I mean, initially he tries to beat Mills up the field. He comes back underneath. He's following the quarterback, and this is why you love Terrell Suggs. He's got a non-stop motor. Still one of the game's best.
Here's one of the best, too, and Stephen Auschka. For Orquez is a new holder. 52-yard drive. In the rain and wind, and it's no good. They got a great position at the 35 of Baltimore. Now fumble by Collins. They could not convert. Here comes Suggs. Down goes Peterman. 8:23 in the first half.
That's why I wear Everlight underwear for Fruit of the Loom.
Why would I need Everlight underwear? Because you don't notice you're wearing it. But you're not going to notice it.
No, he's right. It's made from unbelievably light material.
You believe this type about underwear you don't notice?
You never heard of Everlight? What, do you live in a cave?
I think they're on. Was you hearing this? No, Matt. These are just hair ups. So, wrong. Old Everlight from Fruit of the Loom. So light you won't even notice it.
So the whole world is talking about AI. Big, bold promises like,
It'll find life on Mars.
but here's the thing. You don't live on Mars. You build wind turbines, supply car parts to thousands of cities, answer millions of customer calls a year, like this one.
No, I didn't order this. It's terrifying.
And that's why you work with Watson.
Hello.
It knows your industry, protects your insights, and works with tools you already use. That's why it's the best AI for the job.
Who's this guy?
I'm Aaron's agent.
You're not his agent. Gabriel is his agent.
He's my State Farm agent. We just combined his home and auto insurance.
Well, I was not expecting to get an arch rival today, but here we are.
The double stuffed Oreo waffle cone, made from Oreo wafers, layered with sweet Oreo cream, real ice cream, and Oreo cookie pieces. Talk about Oreo overload. Try one before they're gone.
He brought law and order to America. Now, Dick Wolf is bringing the FBI to CBS.
47 casualties. I'm gonna find who did this. Separate them. Go.
FBI series premiere CBS Tuesday, September 25th.
Suggs just got a sack for that Baltimore D, third today. Missed field goal of 52. Oh, my goodness, the tight end was off. That was Nick Boyle, who's had a very good start to this one. Flag is thrown.
Offense 86. Might be a penalty. First down.
Well, we've got not a very nice day here, do we, Rich, for opener in the season?
No, I mean, I mentioned, Kevin, if you're a quarterback, you just hate the rain. And so far, Flacco has handled the weather a whole lot better than Nathan Peterman. And Peterman just 2 of 8 for 7 yards. You have to wonder at some point if Sean McDermott would consider making a quarterback change.
Buck Allen was in first and 15 out to drop the ball. And the player is down, as you can see, and that is Johnson. Taron Johnson, flag on the play again. Well, in the preseason, we saw a lot of flags. I did the Philadelphia-Atlanta game Thursday. There were a lot of flags in that game, too. In fact, more in that game than any other game last year.
I think there's two reasons for it.
Offense number 86. 10-yard penalty. Replay. Second down.
Well, I think there's two reasons for all the flags, Kevin. First of all, we see a ton of them in the kicking game. Why? We have so many rookies and inexperienced players playing in the kicking game that hadn't really done that in college. I think the other thing is the veterans don't even play anymore. So the speed of the game is so much different in the regular season than it is in the preseason. I think we get some false starts and we get some guys jumping the gun and we get some holding penalties. So typically the first month of the season, we're still working through some of the odds and ends.
As we mentioned, Taron Johnson is down, and they're taking a look at him for the Buffalo Bills. Defense, which a season ago was 26th in the NFL.
Talking about a good form tackle. This is it right here. Look, he lowers, he leads with the shoulder. He puts his shoulder right on the football, knocks it out. But unfortunately, he comes up.
We mentioned this earlier, that Vontae Davis, along with Gaines, were in the mix to start today at the other cornerback. Davis, who was coming off that very serious groin tear last season when he played for the Colts, was a scratch before the game. Gaines getting the start, but also the secondary with Taron Johnson. 1st and 25. For Flacco, and drilled as he throws. Caught by the tight end Max Williams, brought down by 4 gains. Raphael Brooks, by the way, is taking the place of the injured Johnson. Gain of 7 on the play, play number 34.
Well, the protection's been pretty good for Joe Flacco. You can sit back there and take 2 or 3 hitches and still have time to find your outlet. Max Williams on the boundary. You got to feel pretty good to see Jerry Hughes come in there and get a lick on Flacco.
Nickel secondary for Buffalo. Allen in that field, second down and 18. Short, that is Buck Allen. And it brought down on the play by Matt Milano. It is a gain of a yard. He gets up to the 35.
Well, we know Flacco's got a big arm. He's extremely tough and durable. He's only missed a handful of starts over his career. I think it's 6 games in 10 years. So he'll sit in there and he'll take a hit. Where he has struggled in the past is when he's gotten lazy with his feet. He needs to make sure he pushes up and trust the protection.
People have criticized his mechanics lately, haven't they, Rich?
Yeah, but you know what? I'm talking to Marty Morningway, the offensive coordinator, Kevin. He said this is as good as he has looked with his feet in the pocket.
He needs a 48 at Buffalo. This is Chris Moore, who's really made a nice job in improving. He's garnered a lot of praise from his coaches. Tony was there, Milano was there. It's a game of 5. Moore made the grab, flag is thrown. He's to the 40-yard line on the play. In fact, there are 2 flags on the play.
I always say footwork and accuracy are directly related. They go hand in hand. And Flacco's feet are good, Kevin. He can be very accurate from the pocket.
Illegal block in the back. Offense number 87. That penalty's in line. 4th down.
Coming in, it was out there. And there you see Matt Williams.
We just watched the feet of Flacco. No indecision. He is in rhythm. His feet are good and his body lean. When he's thrown off of the front foot, not the back foot, that's where he's at his best.
Totally is back for Sam Cook's Baltimore punt. And it'll be out there by Chuck Clark. And a 44-yard punt. Well, Mondays this fall, his name is a legend, but his adventures are just beginning. Well, there's the new Magnum PI for news Mondays, September 24th on CBS, as you can see there in the background. A very colorful Magnum PI lower third. We see some shoving and pushing on the play. Looks like on the defensive backs, Jones of the Buffalo Bills over there getting involved there.
Well, it's been an ugly day so far for the Bills offense. You look just 13 yards of offense. They've been held without a first down on all 5 possessions.
I meant running back. They said Taiwan Jones. Running back Taiwan Jones on defense.
They need to get something going. Problem is, you don't have a lot of history with Navy Peterman. You got a new play caller, Kim, who's still trying to figure out these young quarterbacks.
It's McCoy on 1st and 10. 2-9 from behind. 5 is thrown. Gain of 5 on the play. He's up near the 25-yard line.
Offense number 8 and 5. After this is going to roll 3 plays. First down.
It's Charles Clay.
Well, the frustration, you look at the challenges. You got a new offensive coordinator, Brian Dable. He was a long-time assistant in the NFL. And he was in Alabama, did a terrific job with their quarterbacks last year. But he's still trying to figure out these young quarterbacks.
Yeah, he's got Saban as a coach and Belichick as a coach. After this, it's a 1st and 18. Peterman. And there's Calvin Benjamin. The return is lassoed by Brady Koch. Taking the place of the suspended Jerry Smith. It's a gain of 10. And he's up to about the 18.
Well, you got to think about matchups. You got some players that can be real difference makers, and one of them is that man right there, Kelvin Benjamin. He is a gigantic receiver capable of really physically dominating opposing quarterbacks, particularly in the red zone. But you got to find a way to get him his touches.
2nd down and 8. Incomplete for Marcus Murphy. So the Peterman story is well known. Wormley was applying pressure. Peterman beat out A.J. McCarron, who has since been traded to Oakland. Beat out the number 7 pick, Josh Allen. Really, when you think about it, Rich, going back a couple months, he appeared in the odd man out in this whole scenario, as you talked about earlier.
Well, he probably should have been. I mean, McCarron struggled. They moved on from him, but it was Peterman who had the best camp of all of them. He was the most consistent, the most productive, and I think the most steady. And that's why he got to start here today.
3rd and 8.
That's the blitz.
He's got time, though. And Waddle throws, intercepted on the play. Picked up by Jefferson. Flag thrown inside the 30 of Buffalo. The former Arizona Cardinal, Tony Jefferson, who was never really fully healthy last season after a hernia.
Now, they bring the blitz, they pick it up.
Touchdown is declined. What results in an interception. First down, Baltimore.
Well, they pick it up. You see the blitz to the left. He's got good protection. And this ball just gets away from him. I mean, it just sails on him. And when it's wet and it's slick, this can happen. But you've got a receiver that's 6'5". You've got to give him a chance. Late throws down the middle. Tony Jefferson just waiting on the easy pick from Peterman.
Allen in the backfield. Williams got up. Here's a 1st and 10 loss in his block. Flacco's got time. He goes against the grain for Allen. He's thrown away by Alexander. Incomplete.
It's a couple times now they've tried to throw this throwback pass. You see Flacco roll all the way to his right. He's trying to get Buck Allen up the boundary, and Lorenzo Alexander is just waiting there to lay the boom. He puts his shoulder pad right in the chest of the running back.
The defensive captain, Alexander.
He's a smart player, Kevin.
2nd down and 10 into the nickel. Buck Allen. He'll push the ball down the 25-yard line. He picks up 4. There's Kyle Williams. He is in. Just a lot of camp time, battling a knee in camp, but he's back starting today. Coming up on the Verizon halftime report. Join JB, Phil, Nate, Boomer, and Coach Collar for scores and highlights all over the NFL on this opening weekend. All next in the Verizon halftime report from the CBS studios in New York. Lane is kicked up. And Allen is picked up out there by Poyer. On that 3rd down and 6, he picks up 5. Horizontal rain here in Baltimore today to the 21. 4th down, and they're going to bring out the field goal unit.
What a luxury to have the best kicker in football.
Yep.
He's only missed 4 kicks in his last 2 years. The most accurate kicker in NFL history, over 90%.
Now he's making commercials here, so I'm doing something. I saw that coffee or something yesterday.
He's a popular guy here in town. He should be. What a luxury. Just get inside the 50, and this guy's good.
He's in 20 straight going back to last year. 39-yard try right here. Wind and rain and a high snap. That does not foil the attempt by Justin Tucker. From 39, 21 straight, and the lead 29 for Baltimore. They had 3 shutouts a year ago. We'll be back in 30 after this from AARP.
November 17th is National Take a Hike Day. Not like get out of here, take a hike, but like a real hike with deer and stuff. At AARP, we're all about hikes, bikes, swims, and whatever this is. Because we're here to help you become your healthiest self. It's why we offer health tips for your body and your brain. Yeah, your brain. Today is your day to make fitness happen. And AARP is here to help. Take on today and every day with AARP.
Back in Baltimore, as Peterman continues to warm up on that side, but we're just talking off the air. You know, it's 20-zip. It's going to be a tough one for the Bills. There's no doubt what they think, you think. Putting in the rookie Josh Allen out of Wyoming.
Well, he's the better pure passer. He's got a big arm, but tough spot to put him in.
Tucker, that rain is really coming down hard. Murphy at the goal line. To the 25-yard line.
You know, we're talking about quarterbacks, Kevin. The turnover at the quarterback position this year in our league is stunning. You've got 15 new quarterbacks that didn't start week 1 for the team last year. That's the most since the league expanded to 32 teams back in 2002. And I always talk about this. Either you have one or you're looking for one. And the Bills right now are in the process of trying to figure out who their long-term starter is going to be. They know it's Josh Allen, but when is he going to be ready to play?
This is McCoy on 1st and 10. You see the big time hit right there by Williams and a gain of a yard. He's up to the 26-yard line.
And if you can't throw it, then it just makes things all that more difficult for your best offensive player, LaShawn McCoy. It becomes a one-dimensional game, and he's not nearly as effective. They got to find a way to throw him the football. Some screens. You got to find a way to get 25 in space.
7th possession for the Bills. They go 4 times. They have 1 picked off. There's a field goal. 2nd and 9. Back to the catch by McCoy. Doubles on the play. The tackle made by Humphrey, excuse me. Humphrey makes the stop. And they say now incomplete. They did not hold on. Humphrey once again was there with a nice defensive play.
But Marlon Humphrey has played well so far. What Brown calls is that ball to come out, or we redefined the catch rule, right? Control 2 feet down or another body part and the ability to perform a football move.
39. 6 defensive ends. Peterman. On the run. It's Smith, 14 out of bounds. Darius Smith. Racing against that second unit pick quarterback, Peterman. Gain of a yard. Out of bounds. Here comes the running unit.
Well, Peterman has the ability to make some plays and extend plays with his leg. Look at the stiff arm he gives Smith. Boy, the third and longs. That's been the issue so far for the Bills. The fact that they can't get anything down on 1st down, they find themselves in these 3rd and long situations against this Ravens defense.
For Hurricanes.
And he's been the bright spot so far. This rookie punter, I've been impressed.
Grant follows the ball, and it's recovered by. That goes out of bounds. Holmes had a chance at it.
No, he never got possession of it. He sure didn't. You see that side jump there?
It's a muff.
Boy, they had an opportunity. Jones was right there to make the play, and he doesn't get it. And then you're going to see Holmes come in, and he can't get a hold of it. Boy, the Ravens dodged the bullet. Look at Jones. All he's got to do is slide on it, right? So then now the ball comes down. There's Holmes. He's got it. Now he knocks it out. And I think eventually the ball goes out of bounds.
They had two offensive guys down there. Tyrone Jones is a running back, the ex-Raider who was out there and just about had the ball. And there he is, and he couldn't.
Ball is slippery, Kevin. So is the ground, and so is your jersey, your arm. It's like a hot potato.
Awful wet.
You work on these wet ball drills a lot in practice, but man, it is coming down hard here in Baltimore.
Let me ask you this, Rich. Will there be a time in the second half you think they put in Lamar Jackson for the Baltimore Ravens as quarterback if they got a sizable lead?
Oh, sure. Absolutely. Look, you got to be smart with Flacco, kid. If you got a good lead, but I think not initially. I think you want to run the football if you got a big lead. And I don't think you take Flacco out of the game in that situation.
So Buffalo recovered, but they were out of bounds when they recovered, and so it's the ball right now, Crabtree in 1st and 10. Going out of bounds by Ings and picking up 5. And he's up to the 21-yard line.
Well, Crabtree's really going to help on 3rd down in the red zone with his size and catching radius. He uses his body so well. Great body control, sure hands, and a very creative route runner. You talk about the importance of upgrading at that position. It was a real weakness a season ago. They moved on from almost all the receivers, and of course, Crabtree, Brown, and Snead. Flacco and this offense excited.
2nd down 4 for Washington. Right there. There's Crabtree once again. He picks up 19. He's out to the 41-yard line. That is a 1st down. It takes us to the 2-minute line. Flacco a touchdown pass. Collins a touchdown run. And that defense throwing a shutout of the Bills. From Baltimore on CBS.
What's inside? A moment of joy. A source of inspiration. An act of kindness. What will it bring? An old friend. A new beginning. Some welcome relief. Or cause for celebration. The help you've been looking for. What's inside? Possibilities. What we deliver by delivering.
Hey, did you ever hear from Michelob Ultra? I got it. So I'm training for this big role. It's a Michelob Ultra commercial.
I'm his host. I'm Captain Michelob.
I like beer. So sorry, cheers and relax.
You gotta be fit. You gotta love Michelob Ultra. It's not like anyone else could do this.
Hey,
Pardon?
what is your name?
Chris Pratt?
Over there, bud. Thanks.
Mm-hmm.
Let's do this.
Well, my hands are shaking, my knees are weak. I can't see standing on my own 2 feet. Doesn't really feel good, it's like I'm in love. I'm all shook up, I'm all shook up.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by AARP. Take on today with AARP Real Possibilities. And by FedEx. Possibilities. What we deliver by delivering.
A lot of great places to eat here in Baltimore. Crab cakes. Very terrific. Crabtree out there. Here's Flacco on 1st and 10 after the 19-yard completion. Acala has it. Milano has him. Gain of 3 to the 44. Crabtree just got one for 19 yards. 2 receptions here in the first half in his Ravens debut. 2nd and 7. And now they go to the tight end, the wide receiver, Willie Snead. 20-yard catch and run by Snead. So the new receivers putting their fingerprints on this revamped core and offense of Baltimore. They're down to the 34. 20-yard reception.
They're really excited about Willie Snead. He's a receiver who can work inside between the numbers. John Harbaugh referred to him as a chain mover. Good quickness. He's got a good understanding for the type of coverage, whether it's man or zone. He finds those holes in zone coverage between the linebackers and safeties.
From New York, they're putting together the Verizon halftime report for you with JB, Phil, Nate, Boomer, and Coach Bill Cowher with scores, news, and highlights all next on the Verizon halftime report.
The other thing about Willie Snead is you know what you're getting. He worked with Sean Payton, and he worked with a future Hall of Famer in Drew Brees. He knows how to work in the middle of the field.
John Brown, by the way, he caught one on the first drive of the game for 29. We had a 19-yard reception by Crabtree moments ago and a 20-yard reception by Snead, 1st and 10. And nice play by Kyle Williams. Read it well and brings down Buck Allen. Loss of 4 in the play. And he's back to about the 30, make it 40-yard line.
Kyle Williams is a difficult player to fool. He's so smart inside and just plays with a great deal of energy and passion. I love watching Kyle Williams play.
Here's his off.
Go away.
Look at it.
A dangerous throw.
There's John Brown. Who gets his second reception today. Flacco. 88 right there.
This helps when you're 6'6". You can see across the field. You can see over big linemen. Dangerous throw, though, from Joe Flacco. Going across your body and across the field. This is an area, Kevin, the Ravens have been very good inside 2 minutes in the first half.
3rd and 6. That's Snead. It was brought down by Rafael Bush, who's taking the place of the injured Jaron Johnson. We're 8-12 on 3rd and 6. Timeout, Baltimore. They're down to the 20-yard line of Buffalo.
This is an area where they were very effective a season ago in their 2-minute offense. You see Flacco having no issues with those laces and that grip.
Clearly, they worked out with wet footballs this week in practice, knowing that rain was headed for this game.
Absolutely. I mean, John Harbaugh leaves no stone unturned when it comes to preparation. Actually, the weather on Friday was really good. You look at Flacco, 21 completions already. Nathan Peterman's thrown him just for 17 yards, 3 of 12. As you look at him over there on the sidelines. And
1st and 10. That's up the middle, but he's picking apart that middle. That's Andrews, who makes the grab, hit by Bush, gain of 8. Baltimore out of timeouts. Buffalo's got their 3. 2nd down and 2 from the 12. Flacco to the end zone, and Crabtree's got it. Is he in? They confer. Touchdown. Michael Crabtree.
That's why you go out and get Michael Crabtree. We talked about the size and the playmaking ability down here in the red zone. Gates never finds the ball. But what a great touch throw from Flacco. He puts us in the only place he possibly can in the back corner of the end zone.
Did you see him get that?
What a great job with a toe tap from the veteran receiver.
My goodness. High pick by San Francisco last couple of years in Oakland, and here he is with Baltimore.
What a great throw by Flacco. It's the only place he could have put it. Wasn't bad coverage from Gates.
Mm-hmm.
He just never is able to find the football.
They're going to go for 2 with Flacco still in there. So Flacco has thrown 2 touchdown passes, 7 yards to Brown, the new receiver, 12 yards right there to Crabtree, the new receiver. Going for 2 right here with Allen in the backfield. Here's from behind. Incomplete for Brown. Coverage by Bush. They'll stay 26 zip. 13 seconds to go. You know, there's no doubt that this was kind of they're on the verge of a transition here. There's An owner who at the end of last season acknowledged that he thought about some changes. We know that the general manager, Ozzie Newsome, is retiring from his GM spot. He'll be a consultant, and then Eric DeCosta will take over. We've got a first-round quarterback in Lamar Jackson for the 33-year-old Flacco, who still has years left, but you can just sense there's change in the offense.
Well, they've got to win. I think John Harbaugh knows that. The staff knows it. They're 38-36 since the Super Bowl, and it just hasn't been good enough. They've missed the playoffs 3 straight seasons. They know they have to get better in certain areas. I think most importantly, it's the production and the consistency of the quarterback position. Flacco, Kevin, hasn't been healthy, and he's struggled, quite frankly, the last couple seasons.
But he was injured and had no practice time during the week, and a ground ball right here. That's picked up by Murphy. Trying to find a little room, and you can see that he is slipping and sliding by folks, and Chuck Clark brings him down, 36-yard return.
A couple big catches on that last drive from Michael Crabtree, and I mentioned his size. You love those bigger receivers in the middle of the field, and then this is where I think Crabtree is really going to help Flacco this season. Last year, when you look at where the production was in the red zone, it was the tight ends and backs. They didn't have that go-to receiver in that part of the field. They do so now with Crabtree. Derek Carr loved Michael Crabtree, Kevin, the last couple of years in Oakland because of his size and his leaping ability in that part of the field.
Kicking team. 5 yards will be added to the end of the play. First down, Buffalo.
The Bills offense coming into this season opening game with an inexperienced quarterback, an unknown offensive line. Defense, which is pretty good on a couple levels. It really emerged in the secondary last year. And Sean McDermott, who took his team at 9-7 to a playoff a season ago, kind of surprised some people, but they alerted people quite clearly when Taylor was sent away that they need to kind of bring it back, maybe take a step or two backwards, Rich, get some new guys in there, get a lot of dead money off their cap and attack next year and beyond.
They're starting over on offense. They've got, essentially 3 new starters along the offensive line. You got a new quarterback, a new play caller. They weren't good enough on offense a season ago.
Jason Kroon, the tight end, that gets an 8-yard throw by Peter McWhirr at halftime. Couple touchdown passes by Flacco. And look at that. The Ravens have never held a vote to 0 first downs and a half. They're shutting out the Buffalo Bills. They had 3 shutouts a season ago. Halftime next after this first half highlight from Verizon. And a word from your local CBS station.
Hey, what do you guys want to listen to?
Oh, hip-hop, reggaeton.
EDM. What about Bubble Trance? Bubble what? Bubble Trance. It's a thing. Well, my point is everyone's got different tastes. That's why Verizon lets you mix and match your family unlimited plans so everyone gets the plan they want without paying for things they don't. And right now, the whole family gets 6 months of free Apple Music on Verizon. Oh. So let's play that reggaeton. Old school reggaeton. Not that new stuff.
Get 45 million songs with 6 months free Apple Music on us, only on Verizon. Switch now and get a free Samsung Galaxy J3B.
The Neighborhood, a new comedy premiering CBS Monday, October 1st.
Look at you, trailblazing. There'll be more of that happening. Nope, not a trail. Streaming, you're going to do a lot of that. He may get to prom before he's 26. Or not. Introducing Spectrum Mobile. Built on America's largest, most reliable 4G LTE network with a nationwide network of Wi-Fi hotspots working together to save you money.
Nice.
Progress. It's what happens when you have the best network, the best devices, and the best value. Spectrum Mobile.
As an educationally based credit union, it's an important part of our mission to help people live smarter. Over the years, First Source has expanded the financial education and brought it to the schools when there was a need identified to provide more financial skills for our students. Our financial education programs for students started with books and resources. Over the years, we've enhanced that to provide online, age-appropriate simulation experiences for them where they can actually see how this budgeting works. We've recognized that the need is so great, we're extending these online financial education tools to our membership and the community at large. It's free, it's easy. All you do is log on to our website, fsource.org, and click on the Bonsai link. It's just another way that First Source helps you prepare for and reach your financial goals and live smarter every day.
CBS, the home of Super Bowl 53.
Get the Verizon Halftime Report live online every Sunday. Brought to you by Verizon. Visit cbssports.com/Verizon.
A few days ago, I was friended by someone calling themselves God. What? They started sending me random friend suggestions. The thing is, I don't believe in God. If all this account wants is for you to help people, it doesn't matter who's behind it.
Mr. Good Samaritan.
I need my life back.
That might be an amazing story. And if it turns out to be God, greatest mystery of the universe solved. Win-win.
God Friended Me. Series premiere CBS Sunday, September 30th.
In 2019, CBS is the home of Super Bowl 53. The NCAA Basketball Championship. Masters of America and now more the PGA. CBS, the home of champions.
CBS Sports presents the Verizon Halftime Report.
And welcome back to our New York studio and the Verizon Halftime Report. The best unlimited is on Verizon, America's most awarded network. I'm James Brown, along with Coach Nate Boomer and Phil. Right to the highlights we go.
All right, JB, up in New England, Deshaun Watson really struggling today, but Tom Brady isn't. He's got 3 touchdown passes in the first half. He's hit 9 different receivers. The 18 times that he's had 3 or more touchdown passes in the first half.
Yeah, filling in for Le'Veon Bell is James Conner making his first career start, his first career rushing touchdown right there from 4 yards out. He's got 11 touches. Despite Ben Roethlisberger's 3 interceptions, they still lead 7-0 in that game.
All right, we got Buffalo, we got Baltimore. Check it out. Joe Flacco drop back in Baltimore. You want some seafood? How about some king crab legs? Check out that toe drag swag. I'll call him Michael Crabtree or Michael Dragtree. 26-0 Ravens over the field.
I can't keep up with you, man.
Andrew Luck, where have you been, man? Welcome back to the NFL, and you're going to get hit pretty good here by Sean Williams at the end of this run. Now, Sean Williams is going to be thrown out of the game due to unnecessary roughness. This was not a helmet-to-helmet call. Unnecessary roughness, the Bengal safety thrown out. Back comes Andrew Luck. He's completed 20 of 25 passes, 170 yards. That touchdown to his new tight end, Eric Ebron. They lead 16-10 as the second half just got underway.
Tennessee at Miami. Dolphins QB Ryan Tannehill finds his skills in the corner for the end zone. 10-yard team throw. Miami leading Tennessee 7-3. They are in a weather delay in the second quarter. In New York, Jacksonville. This is Blake Bortles rolling right, getting TJ Yeldon for an easy 1-yard score, 13-6. 13-9 now. Jacksonville over the Giants.
All right, we got Niners, we got Vikes. There's Kirk Cousins. That's a $90 million high five right there. Kirk Cousins, new money, looking for new money. Stephon Diggs in the back of the end zone. How about that 22-yard touchdown? And Diggs, when you get paid, what dance you do? Oh, that right there? Okay. 10-3. Vikes over the Niners.
Oh, what is that? I don't even know.
As usual, New Orleans, the goal-fashioned shootout. You have right here, Mike Wilson's going to take this pitch. Fumble ball picked up by Justin Evans of the Tampa Bay Bucks. 500 yards of offense combined with these two teams. Right now, Tampa leads 31-24. Well, here we go. Joe Flacco against this Buffalo defense, which I thought was pretty good. Good movement in the pocket, something that we don't give enough credit for. Throws it to Nick Will, gets a good game. How about the old John Elway? Roll right and throw all the way across the field to John Brown for a big game back in the end zone. John Brown a touchdown. And this last throw, how about this? Tyson saw Crabtree in the back of the end zone. Joe Flacco now has an offensive line and some receivers to get it done.
You know, poor Nathan Peterman, we talked about this in the pregame show. They throw him to the Wolves, boys. Wow. I've been sacked 3 times.